Welcome to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Badass Direct Sales Mastery is a podcast for rockstar direct sales moms who are determined to make their business kick ass. Jenny will share her knowledge of effective sales and recruiting techniques, tips to get what you want from your business, and will interview direct sales professionals and leaders from various companies. The interviews will give insight to how these rock stars got to where they are and where they plan to grow in the future. And now, the direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger.
Welcome back to another episode of Badass Direct Sales Mastery. I'm your host, your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger, helping you whip your business into shape. And today I have with me Erin B. Haag. Now, Erin is a self-proclaimed math nerd. She's a serial entrepreneur and a full-blooded Capricorn. Now, I'm kind of into astrology, so we might have to ask about what that means. A mother of two, lover of travel, wine, and cheese. Oh, you and I are going to be besties, no doubt. And she's got over 20 years experience working intimately with numbers, metrics, and pricing for both large corporations and smaller privately owned businesses. Now, I brought her on because I know that network marketers do not have control over their pricing, but they do have control over how they think about all things number-wise, and business is numbers. So, Erin, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, when I was first introduced to this idea was 18 months ago, my friend Dallas, our mutual friend,
yes.
Dallas Amsden said, you should read this book. My friend, I don't even think he told me that his friend wrote it. He just said, this is a really good book for pricing. And I was like, oh, okay. I got the book and it sat on my shelf for a little over a year. And then I finally got the kick in the pants from the universe saying, hey, you really need to read this. I've started reading it, as I mentioned in the introduction, and it's been fantabulous.
Yay.
So for those who are hearing about this for the first time, what got you started? I mean, I know you talk about it in the book, but what got you to write this book? Why this book?
Why this book? Oh my goodness. Well, you and I have a mutual friend, Dallas, and Dallas and I went to conservatory for musical theater together. That's how we know each other. So to come from the world of musical theater into this world of business pricing and business metrics and sales and numbers is like a completely different universe. But the truth is, I always loved math and I was always really good at it. And I just never understood why people didn't understand math in school. Like it just was so easy. Like I just think that way. And so as, life has it and different jobs happen, I fell into really opening up my own business. And I had a long history of working in corporate America and working with sales and metrics and pricing and all of it. So when I opened up my own business, I took all of the things that I had learned from corporate America and I applied them in my own business. Now I opened up a Pilates and yoga studio and I was 27. And most people who open up a Pilates and yoga studio open it up because they're passionate about the modality. They're passionate instructors about Pilates. And I opened it up because I wanted to run a business. Now, yes, don't get me wrong. I loved Pilates, but I was like, how can I open up a business doing something that I loved? And even with my background and all of the information and all of the skills I had, I made a lot of terrible mistakes. And I made like all of those first time business owner rookie mistakes. And the biggest mistake was centered around my pricing. And I had all the sales systems. I had all of the SOPs for operations. I had like everything in place, but my pricing sucked. And it was because I copied everybody else's prices, thinking that's what I was supposed to do. And long story short, got really, really sick, ended up in the hospital. And I just had that moment of, what do I have to do to fix this? And ultimately it was, I have to fix my pricing. And so I did the really hard, dirty work of like getting in there and analyzing the numbers and how much do I have to charge in order to pay myself and my team and have a profit, and rolled out the new pricing. And in doing so, I just completely changed my entire business. And I sold it 3 years later for 40 times my original investment. So it was the game changer for that business and then also for my life. So after that, I was like, okay, if pricing is the number one reason businesses fail, I need to help other business owners fix their pricing, because you fix that one thing, you really solve pretty much every problem. And here I am now, a pricing advisor. I wrote a book about it. I have a certification on the method. It's definitely not where I thought I would be when I was in musical theater conservatory with Dallas. Not at all.
Right, right. No, and I totally get that because, most of us, when we look at who we were in our 20s, right, which is when you started, when you were in conservatory, when you started your Pilates practice, right, your Pilates studio, that's not where we thought we were going to end up, right? Like, had you told me back then in my 20s that I would end up as a network marketing coach and podcaster, I would have laughed at you because, first of all, I was like, yeah, I'm going to end up in network marketing. And secondly, what the hell is a podcast?
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So this pricing piece, and what I love how you approach it in the book is it starts out with the conversation around people's comfortability
Yes.
and thoughts and thinking around numbers and money and math.
Yes. It really, like, I say it's a book about pricing, but even more than that, it's a book helping you shift your mindset around how much money you deserve to earn and how you're going to actually earn it. And it's actionable. Like, wait a minute, I do deserve to earn this amount of money. And there's nothing wrong with me for wanting to earn that much. It doesn't make me a bad person. I'm not greedy. Being profitable is a good thing. Having money is a good thing. Having money gives me choice. And when you have choice, you have freedom. And so, really, it's like the book is about releasing yourself from all of these false narratives that we're so conditioned to believe about money and people who want money.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that conversation because that's something that I was working on myself, because earlier in the year, before I read your book, I was reading a different book about money mindset, which was also phenomenal. It seemed like the universe was speaking to me, saying,
Yeah.
hey, this is the direction you need to go. Because the first one really was about a money mindset piece and not so much about the practical application of now that you fix your money mindset, here's what you do to do whatever.
Right.
It was much more woo woo.
But I love
Which
woo.
is good.
I'm
Right.
totally into woo.
Yeah. It was, you need to declutter your mind. You need to declutter your house, declutter this to prepare for the abundance coming in, right? Get yourself in a space, right? It was absolutely fantastic. And it was so nice to then follow up with this because then it's in that it was, yes, okay, back to mindset,
We start with that in my book. Yeah. We're going to start with the mindset, but then I'm actually going to give you the step-by-step process to clean out your financial closet. I'm kind of, someone called me the Marie Kondo of financial closet clean out. And like, how do you organize your financial closet and keep it clean?
Yes. And really, and I've told people, I kind of wish you had an affiliate program for your book because I've told so many people
I have an affiliate program for my offers and my
there we
programs,
go. We'll
but
talk
not for
about
my book. That's through the publisher.
Right, exactly. But one of the things, one that first impacted me is page 30. And I'm not going to give all of the things away. I'm going to go with the one that hit me the hardest personally, because one thing I know about my audience is they're attracted to my show for a reason because they think the same way. They have a lot of the same things. So this might be something that would work for them as well. And that is the one that hit me the hardest and really had me stop, catch my breath, have a good cry. Cause I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, that's so good. Cause I'm a real person. I'm not perfect.
Uh-huh.
And that was the numbers simply say where you are starting, not where you are going, not where you will end up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
sh-
Well, because so many people look at the numbers for the first time in their business after
mhm.
reading my book and they're embarrassed and they're ashamed and they just feel stupid. And they're like, one, how have I never even looked at these? And two, how are they this bad? And so, especially women immediately internalize that and then say, well, if our numbers are bad, then I'm bad. Then I suck.
Mm,
I'm bad at what I do. And if it's this bad, it's never going to get better. And so, really, it's like when you decide that you have to get healthy and you have to step on the scale for the first time and you
mhm.
have to take your measurements for the first time. Nobody likes seeing the number. Nobody likes what their measurements are. Nobody likes what their clothing size is. But that doesn't say anything about who you are as a person. It's just like, okay, this is where I am. This is where I start. And I can make changes. And it doesn't, just because I'm starting here, that doesn't determine where I'm going to end up. So that's how I liken this process when you look at your business finances for the first time and your metrics. They don't say anything about who you are. They don't say anything about whether you're good at what you do or not. All it is like a base measurement
Mhm.
so that you can change it.
Yeah, exactly. And it ultimately, for me, also showed me that I was the first person judging that. Cause honestly, nobody else knows my numbers except for me and
No,
my
and
accountant.
having seen the numbers of thousands and thousands of business owners, I can tell you that I have never looked at somebody's numbers and been like, "Oh my god, this is worst case scenario. This is hopeless." Like everybody has crappy numbers when I start working with them.
Right.
Everyone. I haven't seen one that I'm just like, "Oh god, this is terrible." You know?
Right. There's no coming back from this, right?
No, no. I
Yeah.
haven't looked at someone's numbers and been like, "Sorry, I
Yeah.
can't help you. You might as well close up shop." No. But
Right.
every single person before presenting their numbers to me is qualifying it or justifying it or making excuses for it. And well, I just want to tell you, like last year this happened and then the year before. And they're giving me like the whole backstory of like life and their dog dying and their dad in the hospital and they had a baby and I'm like, none of that matters because
Hmm.
these are just numbers.
Yeah.
Like the numbers they're
Yeah.
not personal.
No, it's not. It really isn't. And it was this first indication that we're the first people to judge.
Uh-huh.
We're the ones we should be. We're shooting ourselves, as I'm sure
Right.
most people have heard. I should be here, or I should be this, or my number should be this, or whatever. And
Right.
no, it's just, but you can't change it if you don't know where you're starting.
You have to measure it first. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all it is I give all of my clients a financial snapshot. It's a
Yeah.
pretty lengthy financial snapshot. It takes like a week or two for them to like really fill it out. And they're pulling out numbers that they never even knew that they had to know or where to
Oh.
find these numbers. And oh my goodness, I never even thought I should be measuring that. And it's really eye opening for people. And by the end of it, even if they don't like the numbers that they put down on paper, they feel better in knowing. Like there's
Mm.
freedom and there's ease in at least knowing the situation and not burying your head in the sand anymore.
Yeah. No, very much so. And that
Yeah.
was me. I mean, I would definitely say, and I'm calling myself out in front of everybody to know that, hey, in case anybody else does this too, you're not alone. Right. And that is when I first started my coaching business in 2017, I very quickly, as I could, found somebody who could help me with my tax preparation because
Yeah.
that's something I never been more stressed in my life is when I've had to do my own taxes. So I was like, nope, someone's going to help me with that. And then found some company to help me with my company accounting.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found in reading the book was I delegated and abdicated.
Yeah. Well, delegation is good. That first
Yes.
part is good, but you
Right.
also need exactly, you need to be aware. And I've never done my own taxes. I hire a
Mhm.
tax professional. I don't hire a bookkeeper because I'm the crazy person who wakes up and has coffee with a side of QuickBooks every morning at 6:30. So I maintain my own books across all 5 of my businesses. So I love that. But I outsource the other pieces to professionals, but
Right.
I'm always in the know
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that I'm not relinquishing my power and control and decision making
Yeah.
to an accountant.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I have realized in doing this has been okay, time to get in my numbers more regularly. Have
Yeah.
if not daily, at
Okay,
least a weekly.
daily's a bit obsessive. I tell all of my clients that I do not expect them to wake up and have coffee in QuickBooks. They don't have to do that.
Like my initial gut thought with that was I would just skip coffee then. And
Right. No,
for
I
me of all people to say I will skip
skip
coffee
coffee.
is like
Exactly.
somebody saying I will skip food.
Uh-huh. That's the reaction of most people. But I say at least weekly on Mondays, the
Yeah.
first thing that you do before you do anything in your business is you conduct what I call Money Monday. And there are
Mm.
3 tasks that I have all of my clients. I have a financial accountability club and business owners of all kinds. We do this together. But
Good.
every Monday, we do a Money Monday and we're checking 3 very specific things, logging into our accounts, looking at our bank statements, checking our sales against our deposits, analyzing our sales goals. And we do that every Monday. And then it's
Mm.
done. It's scheduled for 15 minutes. Everybody does it together, and then it's done.
Oh,
It's so great. It's such a fun club.
I love that. Okay. Well, we'll be talking about that for people who are interested in doing something because I think, and you and I had talked before I hit record, that a majority of my listeners, a majority of
Yeah.
the badass crew are direct sales, network
Yeah.
marketing, and MLM. So they don't have control over their pricing per se.
Right. Right.
But you said no, and
Yeah.
right.
And it doesn't matter what business you're in, you have sales goals,
Hmm.
you have, monthly revenue needed in order to pay yourself, pay your operating expenses, pay team members. You have to check to make sure deposits are received. There are so many metrics that you still need to be tracking
Yeah.
because it is sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I
Yeah.
mean, and with network marketing, especially for those who are at a leadership level, right?
Yeah.
Now it's also watching, the numbers grow because now you're watching the sales volume for your team
Right.
and what's going on with that. Because I think there are additional things that you want to be keeping
Mhm.
track on because if you're looking at growing your business organization
Right.
within that company, then you're looking at, what the team is doing and are
Uh-huh.
they growing and advancing and what is their team sales volume and how does that
Exactly.
impact you and how close are they to advancing, right? So it's no longer just the what level are they at, it's what's their volume, what's going on there. There's a lot of
Exactly.
different numbers that can come into play with that.
Oh yeah, and I've worked with several MLM leaders, and some of the things that we track, where other businesses might have memberships, you have team members. And
Mhm.
so we're tracking how many team members you have, what is the attrition of team members. In other businesses where you are in control of your prices, we calculate and track your monthly client value, but the members or the people on your team when you have an MLM business also have a monthly client value. Just we don't
Yeah.
call it a monthly client value. So they're the same metrics. We just call them different things,
Yes.
but we still track them.
Right.
Yeah.
And the important piece is the tracking and
Mhm.
the number of times that I bring people on as coaching clients, and I'm like, okay, so how much did you do personally in sales last month? What do you mean you don't know? Right. and or maybe they know theirs, but they don't know what their team did,
Right.
right? They aren't aware of, you know, what that was. So it's just sometimes just being aware is enough to take things to the next level.
Well, because what you focus on grows. And so if you're not focusing on your sales, if you're not focusing on your numbers, you're not going to be able to grow them. But if you're consciously every single week or daily, if you want, tracking them, yeah. So what you focus on grows. And so no matter what type of business you're in, whether you own your own business, it's a private business, or you're doing MLM for your business, if you focus on the numbers and you do it, if you schedule it, if you're intentional about it and you do it consistently, you're going to see growth.
Yeah. And have a plan around it.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well,
The plan. Just looking at the numbers, like the
no.
number, yeah. Like it's the same people who, and I was very guilty of this when I made my very first vision board in 2014, which is, oh yeah, if I put pictures on a poster board, it's going to make them come true. Yeah, right. Because no one
Right.
explained to me what to do with the freaking vision board.
Right. It's supposed to motivate you to take action and to remind
Yes.
you to consistently take action.
Right, exactly. And the thing is when you're looking at the numbers, like bringing this back to the business
Mhm.
numbers,
Yeah.
when you're looking at the numbers, what happens is if you're looking at it and they're not changing and they're not changing and they're not changing,
Right.
then what should happen, yes, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm going to should you realize what I'm doing isn't working because the numbers aren't
Right.
changing, but you don't know that if
Exactly.
you're not looking at the numbers.
Well, that's just it. And also, you can look at the numbers and not know how to interpret them, but it's knowing how to read the story that the numbers are telling you about your business, because that's what they do. The numbers simply tell a story. And if you know how to interpret them, you're able to make decisions and you're able to smart decisions, and you're able to be like, okay, this is doing this because I need to now change this. And like in science, and I'm not a scientist, but you change one variable at a time. You don't have to blow everything up. You don't have
Yes.
to burn it to the ground. I'm going to make this one little tweak. And that one little tweak could completely change everything, or that's not the one. Okay. So let's now move on to the next variable and let's tweak that one.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just little tiny little changes.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's an important thing to keep in mind is because, yeah, oftentimes my assessment on why New Year's resolutions don't work is because oftentimes people are trying to make 3 and 4 different resolutions and they're trying to do them all at the same time,
Exactly.
right? I'm going to change my eating and my workout habits and my, TV habits and my
Right.
drinking and
And
my
not to
whatever.
drink. Right.
Yeah,
Everything.
all the things at the same time. And it's like,
Uh-huh.
no, pick one.
I know my one New Year's resolution, kind of off topic, was I was going to stop plucking the gray hairs as they came through, and I was just going to let them be.
Okay. There
So
you
I'm
go.
wearing a headband. I'm wearing a headband right now because I've got several of them, but I'm sticking to it. I'm not plucking the grays.
Good. And you know what? Like, if I were to pluck all the grays, I'd be bald right now.
Right.
So we're very close to bald, right? But I think it's very important to know what that is, right? That you're going to
Yeah.
be working on. Now, what I have also seen from the people who I've talked to from my audience is many of them are multipreneurs. And you
Mhm.
already mentioned multipreneur. You've got 5 businesses that
Yeah,
you're working on all at the
I
same
do.
time.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about, first of all, what are the 5 businesses? So we have
Yeah.
an idea of like the plethora of
Like, what are you
areas,
doing?
what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And then let's talk about how you manage
Yeah.
5 different businesses at the same time.
Yeah. So I didn't just start with 5 businesses. My
Right.
primary business is Pricing Overhaul. That is the consulting business where I go into businesses and I overhaul their pricing for profitability. I work with all different types of business owners. That's where I wrote the book. That's my primary business. But these other businesses are becoming more and more primary too. So from Pricing Overhaul, My sister company to that is called Pricing Overhaul Academy. And I have a partner, Jane Bonneman, who is a curriculum designer who built out this certification. And so, coaches and consultants who work with business owners in all different types of industries can become certified pricing overhaul coaches. And then they can implement the pricing overhaul method in their businesses. So, that's business number 2. Business number 3 is luxury in business retreats. That again was born very organically out of Pricing Overhaul. I hosted one retreat for my clients in Pricing Overhaul. And before you know it, it developed into its own full fledged, complete separate entity. And I now, in that business, work with retreat professionals to help them build profitable businesses and integrate retreats into the ecosystem of their businesses and to make multi 6, 7 figures. And then I have Wine Retreats International. This is a company that I opened in Germany. So it is German based. And I'm in partnership with Matt Quinones and Giancarlo Chapoutier. If you know anything about wine, you know Chapoutier wine. So I'm in the wine business with the Chapoutiers. Yes, I will drop that name. And we host, this is just like passion project. We host 5-star high-end luxury wine retreats. Each retreat is focused on a specific region of the world and the winemaking and food and culture of that region. So that one is fun. And then business number 5 is my parent company, and that is an investment company. So investing in other small businesses. It is also the holding company for all of my 4 underneath it. Yeah, so those are my businesses.
Okay. And so now to dig in, how do you manage? Because there's people who are listening right now going, okay, I have my one network marketing business and I'm a
Uh-huh.
mom and I barely have enough time. And there's
Yeah.
other people who are like, okay, I have my network marketing business and I also have this other business
Yeah.
and I'm a parent, blah,
Uh-huh.
blah, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage
Yeah.
multiple businesses?
So the first thing is I outsource a lot. I outsource domestically and I outsource within my businesses. So I am a mom of 2. Like I've been married for over 18 years. So I totally get it.
Mhm.
I pretty much have outsourced everything within my house. So, but as my business has grown and I
Right.
am able to afford it, we have a housekeeper, we have a laundry service, we have a driver who picks up our kids from school, we have a chef who cooks for us weekly. Like I've built a huge support system. And
Mhm.
so all of those tasks that, I used to have to do on weekends and in my free time, I don't have to do anymore, which is the really nice thing about making money.
Yes.
Because when you make money, you can hire. We've had a chef for 3 years. I haven't cooked. I haven't done laundry in over 9 years. Like, I haven't picked up my kids from school in 2 years. I have somebody who can do that for me, which is great. So that when I'm with my kids, I'm actually with my kids, and
That's
not having to
awesome.
grocery shop. Now, that all sounds very bougie, but I don't have any hangups over it because I've worked really, really hard to make a lot of money to have the lifestyle that I have. And that
Mhm.
is just what I want for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I want everyone to have that, which is why I'm so passionate about getting money in the pockets of women in particular.
Yeah.
But for my businesses, I also don't do everything. I have a business manager who runs 3 of my businesses. I have a social media marketing team. I have a Facebook ads management team. I have on the ground support for my retreats. I have photographer. I have a whole team of people who work for me and with me in my businesses
Yeah.
because one, I'm not good at everything. And 2, I just can't do everything.
Right. Oh, exactly. So, okay, I want to start with the fact that number one, when you first said I outsource a lot of
Mhm.
things, my brain immediately went to the business side.
Uh-huh.
But you went in the direction of in my personal life first.
Oh, I outsourced everything in my personal life first.
I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I freaking love
Yeah.
that because that it makes perfect sense. That's the stuff that
Mhm.
we don't get paid to do. And
Right.
I talk about this even right now. I've outsourced dishes to my children right now.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, there are things
Right?
that I've outsourced to my kids, but
Yeah.
then those other things that my kids can't do,
Mhm.
like, I don't know why I have to be the one responsible for cooking dinner. I suck at cooking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm terrible at it. Nobody wants to eat what I'm going to make. Let's hire a professional to do it.
Exactly. And I think, or at least I sense when you talked about that, a bunch of listeners who had an aha moment. Oh, that's not where I went either, right? Their
Right.
brain didn't go there initially either. And so I think they all had this collective, oh,
Mhm. Right.
that's where I could be doing that. Because, what I tell my kids, so you guys feel free to share this,
Yeah.
okay, is I don't get paid to do dishes.
Right.
And neither do my children. But here's the thing, I do get paid for the time that I spend on Zoom, that I
Thank
spend
you.
working with my coaching clients, that I spend
Mhm.
doing podcast interviews. I get
Mhm.
paid for those different things
Yeah.
through different methods.
Uh-huh.
So, kiddos, would you like to keep a house, like a roof over your head and food in your tummies and
Yep.
cool clothes on your body? If the
Yeah.
answer is yes, then you should be willing to do the dishes so I can go do the things that make me money that I love to do.
Yeah.
I don't love doing dishes. I don't love
No.
doing laundry.
This
So,
is actually how I outsourced my laundry 9 years ago. It was on a Sunday and I was responsible for the family laundry. Why I was responsible for the family laundry, I don't know. But my husband's downstairs with the kids. I'm upstairs doing laundry. And I was literally doing laundry for 4 hours. And I was just thinking to myself, I charge $500 an hour to work with me at that time, is what my hourly rate was. And I'm like,
yeah,
I just waste, like, just now, I'm not going to work 4 hours on a Sunday, but
right.
like this 4 hour block of time is worth $2,000. Like, why don't I just pay somebody to do my laundry? And our laundry costs us $55 a week.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a service. They come pick it up on Friday, they take it, they wash it, they fold it, they do the whole thing, and they return it the next day. And it's like $55 a week.
For a
Why
whole
would I,
family.
why would I do laundry?
Oh my God. How many people just had an aha moment?
Right. And like when I hired a chef, people are like, oh my God, only rich people. Hiring a chef is so freaking affordable. Honestly, if you guys look into it, we are spending less money per week having a chef prepare our food than we ever did in the past between groceries, wasted groceries, going out to dinner, going out to eat. Because at 5 o'clock, you and your husband look at each other. It's like, what's the plan for dinner? I don't know. What's the plan for dinner? I don't know.
Hmm.
And then you're at a restaurant. And for a family of four, it's at least $100.
Oh, nowadays, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah, personal chef. So outsourcing your personal stuff first,
Uh-huh.
so that you can do more of what you love, more of what you're
Yes.
good at, more of what you actually get paid for,
Mhm.
especially if you're in charge of your own pricing.
Right.
I
And then
mean,
you make more money, and then the more money you make, the more you're able to outsource. And the first time you outsource, it's scary because you're thinking, well, why am I paying this person that much when I could be doing it myself? It's because your time is valuable. And an
yeah,
hour of your time dedicated to non-revenue generating activities is a waste. So if you can outsource that and pay somebody else to do all the non-revenue generating activity, then it frees up your time to generate revenue.
yes, exactly. And I've even brought on recently an affiliate manager
Oh
because
yeah.
I hate
Uh-huh.
copying and pasting, swipe copy from other people and putting it into the email system and sending it out. It's not hard.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't take a lot of time, but I freaking hate going and finding, okay,
Right.
wait, who am I promoting this week or who am I promoting this month and what needs to
Mhm.
go in the system when and blah, blah, blah. Oh, like, So I brought on an affiliate manager
Perfect.
who's doing that. And he and I have an agreement. he gets paid based off of the money that we make. So if he doesn't send the emails, he doesn't get paid.
It's great. It's really, yes. Outsourcing is the number one, outsourcing in business and outsourcing in your personal life. And
Mm-hmm.
it's literally the only way that I am able to manage doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that makes so much sense. Oh my gosh. I feel like we could continue talking forever.
I know.
Because there's so much good juiciness here. And I don't want to give away too much in the book because I'm already now in section 2 of the book and
You're in the hard part right now.
I know,
You're in the
yes.
weeds.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay
Uh-huh.
because I'm done sticking my head in the sand.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with it. I'm ready to, have that knowledge and move forward. It's not easy. Like in terms of emotionally, the work itself is easy. You're right. It is math,
Yeah.
right? It's just math and it's not freaking calculus. It's
No, it's 2
addition,
plus
subtraction.
2.
Yeah, it's
Right.
addition, subtraction, maybe some multiplication. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. But
It's
it could.
barely. It's so easy. It's like, yes, adding, subtracting, and a couple of like multiplication, division, but it's not complicated. It's easy. The hard
Right.
part is really all of the emotions that the
Yes.
math dredges up.
That's exactly what I was saying was it's not hard mathematically. It's hard having that internal look like, oh, what does that number mean to me? Ooh,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what does that mean to me? And I'm just going to keep going back to page 30 and saying it doesn't say anything about me or
It
where I'm
does.
going or what I can do or what I could do or, okay, it's just
Yep.
where I am right now. It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Exactly.
And of course, Badass Crew, if you have not already read or gone and run to Amazon to Give Yourself a Raise, Erin has offered a sample of the book so you can sample it and see if it's something you're interested with. So tell us a little bit about the sample of the book.
Yeah. So I offer a free sample. It's the full introduction of the book. So some random sample from the middle of the book, and you're like, what does this mean? It's the introduction of the book. You can either download the PDF copy of it, or I provide the audio copy because I did record the book on Audible. So it is on Audible, and it's an 18-minute audiobook sample. That's how long the introduction is.
Oh, perfect. And I will tell y'all, I not only invested in buying the book, I also invested one of my Audible credits with getting the Audible version because I do spend quite a bit of time in my car as well. And I was like, well, I may as well listen to the book if I can't sit here and read it while I'm driving. So she's great to listen to, just like y'all have heard her voice here. She's easy to listen to, and she puts great emphasis on the right syllables as she's talking.
Well, I was a musical theater major.
Right. Exactly. So she does perform the book, guys. It's not a basic, and then you're going to do this. There's no monotone, y'all. It is very entertaining to listen to as well. So highly recommend go listen to the sample, go download the sample to read, to get an idea. If you haven't already just decided to go grab it, as you probably should, to get started on that. And there's so many other places we also have in the show notes, guys. So that's where the link is. So all of the Badass Crew, you guys already know where to find the link. But if you're brand new, you've never listened before, the way you're going to find the link to go get that free sample from Erin, as well as all of her social media links where you can like go connect and follow and all that fun stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your phone, as long as you're not driving, click today's episode and scroll underneath Erin's picture. And oh, look, there's the link. Free sample here. It's the online Costco.
Perfect. I was just at Costco yesterday.
Perfect.
Nightmare on a weekend.
I would imagine so.
Poor choice.
It's okay though. But you get your little Costco sample here of her book, of her audiobook. Highly recommend you go check it out, guys. And of course, if you found value, which I know some of you did, I really honestly sensed and felt some of you who had your aha moments about money and numbers and tracking, like, oh, that's why I haven't grown the way I wanted to this year or this past year. Then please reach out to Erin through your favorite social media channel. Thank her. Let her know you heard her on today's episode so she knows her time was not wasted being here because you got value. Reach out and let her know, because we all know everything starts with the highest vibration of gratitude and being thankful for her being here. So, Erin, thank you. This has been awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Because
Yeah.
that's what I love about getting to do the show. I mean, hello, I get to talk to amazing people like you, ask them questions, and oh my God, you guys answer it. It's amazing. And then the icing on the cake is other people get to listen to it and learn and grow as well. So this has been fantastic. And I look forward to bringing you back. If, I don't know, write other books or do other programs maybe in the future, not to link you down to that again. But if you do, now you at least know you can come here and promote your book.
I will come back anytime, new book or no new book.
Right. Well, and I think the next conversation we can have is around retreats, because
marketing
leaders can probably have some retreats to, grow their team. I'm just saying, it's a thought. It's a thought.
Yeah.
So
let's talk.
Awesome. And of course, Badass Crew, you know how this goes. Stay tuned, because there's another badass episode on its way.
Thanks for listening to the Badass Direct Sales Mastery Podcast with your direct sales dom, Jenny Bellinger. Why are you waiting to go to badassdirectsalesmastery.com? Don't make the dom get her whip. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with another rock star that you know in direct sales after you subscribe to the podcast, so you won't miss any future episodes. You can also check out the show notes for links and any contact information mentioned in today's episode. We'll see you next time.